I'm going to be adding Mecha King Ghidorah to my Godzilla Trendmasters collection. I wanted to start first. Here's just a regular Ghidorah of this line, this size. So I actually have some different versions of Mecha King Ghidorah to show here. So here is the standard figure. You can kind of compare to the regular Ghidorah just to see the different parts that are mechanized, the middle head, and then elements added to about every other part of the body. This one you can see there's a speaker part and he has a battery compartment, but if you open that up it would actually just be empty. They just used the same figure body, had these things, they just didn't put the electronics inside. We have turning for the robot head and the other two, but they have turning on the actual heads in some degree, a little bit, not a whole lot. It's kind of like not wanting you to turn them all the way. Flappy wings, can't really lock them in place any direction. And here the tail is intact. You can see, you can pull it out. So the tail can turn and the legs kick up a little bit and go all the way around really. But this is just the standard one, no feature or anything. This is what I would have wanted anyway as a kid because that's what I had the rest of them as. But here is the same figure more or less, but it does have the electronics intact because you can see the button. So we can get this opened up here, get some fresh batteries and see if it works. Alright, so we've got the batteries in, hit the button. Not entirely a movie accurate sound effect, but still a unique roar amongst all the electronic ones. It is cool just to have that feature there, even though I'm just mostly displaying these on a shelf. I'm not going to be activating the sound all that often. Green eyes and the mecha head, just like that 90s movie. The standard heads with red. Not a lot of detail on the back, but the wings have this kind of texture and different color in them, which is pretty nice. And these are kind of like the toys of those 90s movies. They actually do look quite a bit like them. I mean, they're pretty accurate for the films, you know, for a toy line of that time period. We also have the smaller scale one that's just kind of no articulation usually. These, they're just stuck in place and they're just small. Ghidorah actually does let you turn the head some. You can turn this around, but these usually didn't have any articulation, so it's kind of cool Ghidorah had some motion. So again, these are like the 5-inch kind of figures, but you need to watch out because in the same line they did these kind of PVC smaller figures that aren't articulated at all, and sometimes it gets confusing of which version you're getting if you're looking at a resale kind of website like eBay or something like that. They might list one of these for the price that these are kind of worth. So don't overpay for just these simple little figures because they're not really worth that much. It was just cheaper for me to get all three versions, even though I really just kind of wanted maybe the speaking one if I could, or if that wasn't really available I would have just took the standard version for my collection. But I'm glad I got to show you all three versions just because it's good to see all together, especially compared to Godzilla of the same scales. I just really love this particular Godzilla toy line for some reason, just because probably right when I was getting into Godzilla and found these, a lot of them clearance, so I'm just kind of finishing the collection out with some monsters here and there that I wasn't able to get before. And that's what I like to do in general here, is kind of finish some old toy lines or collect things I never got to have in the past, or just get newer figures to represent newer interest of mine with movies and shows and things like that. So leave a like if you like hearing old Ghidorah's sound here and seeing all his figures of this Trendmasters line. Hopefully you'll subscribe and see what else I'm collecting here and showing off for you. You can even check out the Godzilla playlist if that's all you're interested in seeing.